Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I've been told not to be myself, so I guess I'm not Jessie E.
Today, we're reacting to a video of Dylan Mulvaney on The View. Yeah.
I'm glad you let me be blind for these.
Well, it's the reflection of your glasses. But I think it benefits you in the long run.
You're like, aw, a little retard. It's okay.
Okay. So I heard this was a doozy.
Sorry, I'm too poor for contacts.
I wanted to ask you, because there's been all of this debate about whether transgender athletes should be able to compete. And last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom said that he thinks that trans athletes competing in girls' and women's sports was deeply unfair. Now, I want to hear what you think, because I'll tell you what I think, too.
Yeah, the last time I played a sport, I was 6 years old, and I was on a soccer team, but I assigned myself as the nurse. So I sat with the Band-Aids. And so, in the words of Wicked, I am not that girl. But a dear friend of mine, Skylar, he is a trans athlete. His handle's Pink Manorate. That's someone who I really look to for guidance. And I think that is what's tricky, is like, now stepping in this identity. I'm still like a baby trans. You know, I've only 3 years in. Tomorrow's my anniversary.
Your friend went from female to male. And
Yay! You transitioned. That's so amazing. Clap, 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 everyone. Happy, smile. Everyone, shut up. Smile. That's insanity. You were clapping because he transitioned. But he made his...
And he stuck with it instead of killing himself, so...
He made his career off of making fun of women.
Yeah.
Like mocking them.
Literally impersonating them.
Yeah. I think so many women in the United States have actually become retarded.
I think women on the left in the United States have become retarded.
Yes. Well, yes, they become retarded because when you're clapping, but that would be like, I'm sorry I'm using the blacks again, but it would be like the Breakfast Club clapping at Rachel Dolezal because she transitioned into being black 3 years ago. I mean, that would be just preposterous.
Well, you gotta realize a lot of this comes from the gay community with coming out stories and like anniversaries and bullshit. And the reason those things were applauded is because it was a hardship at that point. It wasn't something that was praised like transitioning. You don't get applause for coming out because it was, oh my God, so brave. Back then you could literally have gotten hurt, abused,
attacked,
bullied. And so when someone was like, yeah, I came out like 10 years ago, it's like, wow, you've lived in this dangerous society for 10 years. You're not in a dangerous society. No one's stopping you. That's why it was so easy for you to transition, right?
Yeah, it's not brave, so you shouldn't be clapping for someone who's doing something for attention. That's retarded, but you know what? That's what the left does. That's what they do.
and is competing with other males.
Correct.
No.
Yes.
Her friend.
Her friend went from female to male and is competing with other males.
So Gavin doesn't have a problem with that.
I think part of the problem...
I think that's really funny because what Gavin Newsom said is it's unfair, which is like the least controversial thing he could have said. He didn't even say he was against it. He just said you can't argue. It's not,
it's not fair.
It's unfair. Yes,
yeah.
pretty much. And it's kind of funny to me that you're like, oh, well, he said he had no issues with women playing with the boys. Yeah, because it's not going to upset anyone. You're not displacing hardly anybody. What, is there going to be one weaker male displaced, if anyone, for the exceptional female? Whereas the male average is always going to, like a male that transitioned to a female will always dominate a biological woman versus a female who was born as a female turning into a male. They will never dominate an actual male in a sport.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt that there is not one single male athlete on this earth that is afraid of a trans man competing with him.
Exactly. They're not worried about seeing their genitals or maybe seeing a titty.
They're not afraid that they're going to get hurt by this woman who's now a man.
What are they, competitive in sprinting and maybe like not even golf because they can't hit as hard?
It's probably just like shooting.
No, it's usually running. Women are better at running. So she's probably
long
like
distance running.
Yeah, it's probably some kind of cardio-based sport, though, is what I'm saying.
Endurance-based.
Yes.
Yeah, because...
it would have to be.
As far as, like, fast goes, that women can't compete with men.
No, but it has to be, like I was saying, like, it has to be some kind of endurance sport, or else women have no chance at even comparing to a man.
Right.
Basketball, all bets are off. Golf, all bets are off. Baseball, all bets are off. Hockey, all bets are off.
MMA.
Football, all bets are off. MMA, all bets are off. Volleyball, all bets are off. We saw what happened in a Viking high school volleyball match.
Yeah.
So you show me one sport where the female counterpart's going to beat the man. Even in, like, track and field, they have different weight shot puts because women can't do as much as men can.
I believe and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe the USA women's soccer team competed against a JV or a varsity high school soccer team, and they got their asses whooped. So I think The View is a prime example of retarded women, just all across the board.
On the left, specifically.
If you want to see a retarded woman out in the wild, this is the show to watch.
This is not out in the wild, number one. This is very contained.
This is in the wild
Hollywood West?
It's like the wild woke world.
The woke West Coast. I got you.
Yeah.
That's them.
Yeah. That's
and-
where
and-
brain cells go to die.
And this is, I wouldn't just say these are retarded women these days. This is what woke leftism has done to lose everyone on their party and will continue to do to lose everyone on their party.
But it does something to their brain.
Got it.
And why I say this is because they can't even have a debate about it. Neither can they even ask questions about it. Like, they can't ask themselves questions about their own beliefs. I don't know if they're able to do that because somewhere along the line, half of their brain fell out. You know, like the prefrontal cortex that just came out, oozed out of their nose.
They're forgiving and accepting to a fault.
They have no
But
critical
only
thinking skills.
Yeah, but only with the communities that they've said they could be with. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't even have critical thinking skills when it comes to anything.
No, yeah, exactly. Which is why Dylan Mulvaney is like, I don't play sports. So I'm going to divert to my friend who's actually just a little lesbian who plays golf or something.
Yeah, like going on this show as a trans woman is like playing tic-tac-toe with a toad. You're going to win every time.
Roller derby. Maybe they're good at roller derby.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I don't think it's that popular anymore. So I think like.
Well, if men were to play roller derby and the trans man was in there, he would die.
But it's usually a woman activated, like woman dominated field.
Yeah, but if you're doping because you're taking testosterone, they won't allow you to compete with anyone.
I don't think roller derbies are that well regulated.
They're probably not,
Sorry.
but I'm just saying, in general,
I don't think anyone's doing any genital inspections at the roller derby, is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, but when did a genital inspection ever happen? Aside from going into the military and having your physical.
When you're in utero and they say it's a boy, it's a girl.
Yes, that would be an inspection
Of the genitals.
to decipher what the baby is. This isn't okay, that has a vagina, but boy, right on the birth certificate.
That's a fun way to live. I get to determine whatever I want. I'm the doctor. F you.
I'm going to assign this little baby with a vagina to boy. I have the power!
Fight me on it, bitch.
Problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works.
My God, they're men. This has nothing to do with women's bodies. A man's body is not a woman's body. I don't care what kind of tits or what kind of neo-vagina they like flip-flop the penis into. That is still a man. You can't say they don't understand a woman's body. Whether the woman has a penis or not.
Someone needs to bring these kids back to biology class. You see, I understand what a male body is because I have a female body. And a male body is the opposite of a female body. And a male understands what a female body is because they don't have a female body. They have a male body. It's not rocket science. It's not that they don't understand each other's bodies. You're right. I don't know what it's like to have an erection. But I guarantee you a man doesn't know what it's like to have period cramps so bad that your legs hurt and you feel like you can't stand. I guarantee you that those two feelings are not understood between the two genders. But I can sympathize with the fact that they have the struggle of being their own gender, and I have the struggle of being my own gender. Just like I could appreciate someone who actually has gender dysphoria wanting to present differently than they were born. But the fact that you don't want to acknowledge any of that makes your entire point invalid. Completely invalid.
Mm-hmm. And did you see what Whoopi did there?
What do you mean?
She's like, They don't understand the struggles of women's bodies like you and I.
And trans women who are men, which are completely different bodies.
Listen, trans women are not women. Trans women are not female. Trans women are not biological women, biological female. They keep trying to take that shit away from us. They keep trying to redefine shit and take words and say, we're biological women because I'm biological and I'm a woman because trans women are women. No, we're not going there. But Whoopi wants to go there. Whoopi wants to be like, yes, you are just like me. My floppy titties are the same as your flat chest. No!
It makes the entire point moot because to say that a transgender woman's body is the same as a biological woman's body
Yeah.
is, number one, wrong.
It's lunacy.
Number two, it's a lie.
Yeah.
It's a straight up lie. They don't have the same hormones. They don't have the same
Bone structure?
bone structure, development. They don't have the same menstrual cycle
Lung
because they
capacity?
don't have a menstrual cycle because they have different fucking chromosomes, which is why you have a different presenting body because you developed into a full fucking man.
Know how it works. So when you come in and you say, oh, these are men,
Competing
against women, you're assuming that the women are weak and just can't do anything except be here. Have you seen female athletes? They know what they're doing.
You can't assume that women are weak and feeble. Yes, I can if it's against a man.
Hold on. Rape, okay? Why does rape happen? Women can't defend themselves.
Against a man.
Against men. That's why women have never been able to fight off a man when it comes to rape.
That's why sexual
Unless
assault
they-
happens when women are sober.
Yeah.
Because women are incapable of fighting off men. That's why you don't see women attacking the people who sexually assaulted them. That's why you don't see women getting into fights with men often, is because they know they cannot win.
Yes.
They might be able to scratch them up a little bit. Mm-hmm. They might be able to fight for a minute, but they're not going to win.
No.
And if they do, it's a 1 in a million shot.
Yep, or they have a weapon on them.
And
That's
the man
only-
doesn't, yeah.
Yes, exactly. But to blatantly say what this crazy woman, who I used to have respect for a long time ago, has said, pretty much that, women just want to be raped then, right? I mean, if you take her idea of what women have strength to its logical conclusion, then women are wanting these rapes.
There's no such thing as rape then, because
there you
women
go.
could fight off their
And they're choosing
their
not to
opponent,
because
their
women
assaulter.
are just as strong as men.
Not only are they choosing not to, they're too weak to choose to fight off their abuser because they could fight off their abuser. They're just choosing not to. So they're either mentally too weak or physically too weak.
Either way, wouldn't that mean that they want to be raped?
There's no such thing as rape in this situation.
Yeah.
Which is something you're gonna have to bleep a lot of or leave for the members only.
That would be members only. But for her to say that is like, if you've ever seen Smile 2, Lucas Gage, when he takes that barbell plate, it's like 25 pounds, maybe 30 or 40 pounds, and he takes it and he smashes his face in with it. That's what I would have to do in order to be as retarded as Whoopi. Because your prefrontal cortex is in your frontal lobe. That's where all the critical thinking takes place. That's gone. That's gone from Whoopi.
It's been
out of here.
It's been paid to say other things.
Oh, you think she's being paid to say this, or do you actually
I think she thinks this is where the money's at.
You don't actually think she's that retarded? Do you think she's smart?
No, I don't think she's smart. I think that she says what gets her paid. I don't know if she believes any of it. I know that she says what gets her paid. She
Okay.
probably believes it to a certain degree, but I truly think that a lot of these people say what they get paid to say.
What do you guys think? Do you think Whoopi is that retarded, or do you think that she's just getting paid? It could be both.
I did say that I think she believes some of it, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say, oh, I don't know how I feel about you. You do. God doesn't make mistakes.
No.
And the challenge is not to the trans people, it's to the people who are not.
Products.
What did you just say, Whoopi?
God doesn't make mistakes.
You won't reel it back in?
So Dylan taking all the estrogen and bullshit should be wrong, right? Because God doesn't make mistakes.
Wait a second. So if God doesn't make mistakes, then how is he born in the wrong body? I think you just debunked yourself, bitch.
It was a quick one.
That was fast.
Is not to the trans people, it's to the people who are not trans. That's what God is looking to see, how you treat people.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with your crazy, devilish God. It's the one psychopathic God.
I think that there's like, you twisted a tiny bit of like what Christians believe in. Yeah. Which, yes, and I will agree that there are a lot of like hypercritical people who are, there's a lot of hypocritical Christians who preach not to judge other people.
Hell yeah.
And then still do judge them.
Hell yeah.
And preach kindness and then treat other people with malice. I 100% agree with that. And that's why I try to treat everyone with some respect and courtesy, even when I disagree with them. And you may be a little different, but that's why I do what I do, the way I do it. And to sit there and say that God is judging you based on that, just because I disagree with what you're doing does not mean that I'm coming at you with anger or hate or anything like that. Because I disagree with you and what you're saying. I agree with the first half. God doesn't make mistakes when he makes a person. But to say that you pumping hormones into your body and to change your gender, which is something that I don't even believe in, to say that I'm going to be judged because I don't believe in that is ridiculous. It's a difference of opinion. It's not me treating you with any malice or hate. It's me simply believing in something different and saying, I don't agree with that.
Whoopi, your God's an asshole.
Whoopi doesn't believe in God by these standards.
Whoopi don't believe in her own brain.
I don't think Whoopi... Well, like I said, I think Whoopi gets paid and says whatever Whoopi gets paid to say.
Yes, and the rest of the seals clap along.
That's their, like, happy hour in the morning. They all pass around cocktails.
Oh, you think? Yeah, they definitely do.
They're like, if you
Come
clap...
on, ladies.
If you clap...
Let's clap for them.
Whoever claps loudest gets another free cocktail.
Yay!
So I was just curious as to what I liked your answer.
Thank you.
I liked your answer.
Dylan, you didn't say that God does make mistakes. That's why you were born in the wrong body. That's why you had to be a woman. You had to be transitioning to be a woman. Because God made mistakes.
Mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you need a Barbie pouch or some shit?
Yeah.
Barbie pocket?
Barbie pouch, apparently.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Sure it wasn't pocket?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to argue about this stuff. This is retarded.
Dylan, I hate Dylan Mulvaney. I've been trying really hard to keep my shit in check this whole video.
Yeah.
Because I know I got too giggly last video, but oh my god, I hate this motherfucker. Well, it was more Whoopi talking than Dylan. So.
Yeah, I think
Dylan definitely is just sitting there saying, yes, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. Isn't he coming out with a book or some shit? Probably.
Shocker.
What's next? Anyway.
Dylan Mulvaney, Life as a Girl. Like, what is it going to be called? 365 Days of Girlhood? Fuck off. Like, get over yourself.
No, it's called something else. It's called Paper Doll.
Like, comment, and subscribe before I swallow the barrel of a gun.
Join our membership. Share this with a friend.
Jessie! Had to throw it in once.
I'm deaf. Bye, everyone.
Oh, why'd you have to go and do that? Thought we had a good thing going. Now I'm going to fall a little off track since you broke the mold. Take something for the pain and regret for having invested so much time.